Let's go to Hull after a very bright start where everybody was saying, they were whispering, could they replicate what Leicester City have done this last season? No, they can't, to be perfectly honest. Very small squad, some very highly motivated individuals in that squad, people like Curtis Davis, David Myler, Tom Huddleston, but they didn't flesh out the squad anywhere near enough that they needed to do. They host the Blues of Chelsea this weekend. They've had a tough time of it themselves. Do they play three? I always do this. 3 central defenders, 2 wing backs, maybe Bashwi and Costa up front. I would love to see that. But whether David Luiz, for example, is the man to play as one of the central defenders, not really convinced. I'm going to go, however, for the Blues to get an away win. They're going to grind it out. Costa will score. Hull City 1, Chelsea 2. Could this one be not a relegation 6-pointer, but both of these teams you'd expect to be in the lower half of the table. One man celebrating 1,000 games as manager of West Bromwich Albion recently. Rondon is in really good form, but I do think the Albion will be in the bottom half of the table. I don't see anything that suggests that they're going to go on and kick on and have a Leicester City-esque season or be in the top half of the table. For Sunderland, though, it's a relegation scrap already. Conceding lots of goals, not scoring many chances at all. David Moyes looks a little bit of an embattled figure. They have to get the first goal. If not, the crowd, a wonderful crowd, it has to be said, up at the Stadium of Light, just like my club Aston Villa, will turn, and they turn quickly, because you sat there as a fan and you're going, right, get the first goal, yes, let's build from this, fellas. If you concede the first goal, you see the bloke, to your left, to your right, in front, oh, come on, Moyes out, rubbish, this has got... They need to not go into that territory. So they need to score the opening goal. I think they may well do. Jermaine Defoe, you'd probably say, is the favourite to do that. But I think the Albion these days are a tough nut to crack. Excellent result the other week against West Ham United, of course, and against Stoke City recently. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Good point for the Baggies. Almost last chance saloon already for Sunderland. Let's go down to Vicarage Road. I was at Turf Moor to see Burnley put 2 past Watford fairly comfortably. Could have been 3, could have been 4, could have been 5. On a proper football night, a cold football night at Turf Moor. It was great to be up there. And I think that Burnley will score goals at home. I think that they will survive at home. I think the crowd is right behind them. I think they've got a very canny manager in Sean Dyche. I love Sam Vokes leading the line, a proper British type centre forward that creates problems for central defenders. And against Bournemouth, that have turned things around a little bit of late, I think that they will get goals, Watford. They've proved it at home. They were very poor at Turf Moor. And I think that the manager will want a reaction. The dressing room, led by Troy Deeney, will want a reaction. I think they'll get it. I think they'll score 2 goals. But I think that Bournemouth will score 2 goals as well. So I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Another entertaining one after Everton 2, Palace 2. Might be goals galore this week on Ball Sports. So Watford 2, Bournemouth 2. Let's go down to... Well, probably, other than the Stadium of Light, the most negative atmosphere in the Premier League, it's fair to say at the moment. The Queen Elizabeth Stadium, London Stadium, whatever you want to call it. The natives aren't happy at West Ham United, and rightly so. From what was meant to be a season whereby they kick on, maybe talk Europe, maybe whisper Champions League, they've been desperately disappointing. Lost 5 games this season already. Knocked out of Europe, of course, in the very early stages. And I think, like Sunderland, that this is one of those games where everybody has to come together and we say, right, we're not playing well, but we have to roll our sleeves up and just grind out a result. Grinders, I can hear John Gregory saying in the Aston Villa dressing room many, many years ago. Against Middlesbrough, that have been a little bit hapless of late, haven't been as creative as they were in the first couple of games. I'm keeping my eye on them because Borough are my team to maybe have a really good season, having come up, of course, from the Championship. But I don't think they're going to get any joy on this occasion. I think that West Ham will win the game 2-1, and Hammers at the new Olympic Stadium may well just breathe a little sigh of relief. Welcome to Boyle Sports. Join today, place a tenner bet, and you'll get 20 quid in free bets. Come on!